In this particular tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate three must-know watercolor landscape technique that will transform your watercolor. And I'm telling you this because I've experienced this. I have gone through those phases and I've saw that result. So before I jump into this tutorial, I'm also bringing a very wonderful lesson for you to paint loose watercolor, and I'm sure this particular offer, and that's going to be absolutely free for you, by the way, and I'm sure after going through this lesson you will have an amazing time to work with watercolor loose medium, how you can make a loose art, and not only to this specific subject. You can paint in anything, and I'm sure that once you'll go through it you'll understand what I'm just talking about. So link I've given in the video description, and check that. All right, so let's move into this, and we will start with my first recommendation. The first technique to paint a beautiful watercolor landscape is time. I'm sure, I mean, you might be thinking, what does it mean by time? So, time is whatever the subject you are painting in, what is the time of that uh, particular subject? Is it a morning? Is it a evening? Is it a sunny afternoon? What it is? So, your time is very important, and watercolor is meant for that. You are capturing the time and the atmospheric view, and that's exactly I'm just talking about, right? But how you will decide that? Let's say you have taken a reference image, or you are actually have gone to that particular subject, plein air. You are working outdoor, and you know what is the time. Once you know that, okay, this is the time. So how you decide what color you need to pick? Let's take an example for this particular tutorials where we have a couple of hurt, and there's a tree here, a few people here just sitting here on the bench. Let's take about 8 or 9 a.m. in the middle of that. Now once we have that time, we have to select the color based on your time. So once you have that, imagine that when you have a morning, early in the morning, maybe 8 a.m. So I have a color which is a very soft blue. That is the color we wanted to have in our painting. So as example, we have this color, right? That's soft blue. Then we also would require yellow. It's not yellow, but it's a kind of a gold, pale gold, for the warm glow. And to get that, probably we'll use this yellow ochre, and I will be adding very lighter shade of it, and a bit of burnt sienna, and that gives me a very solid, a lighter golden color, which will be part of this. Got it? Now we will also have the earthy feel of it, right? So we will add a little burnt sienna, the brown color, into it, and that is this, right? Now we also have the muted green. It's like a early in the morning, having a misty feel to it. So I'm just adding a little green here as our color, but it shouldn't be absolutely green. I'm just adding a very little blue, or both the color basically. Burnt sienna, I'm just adding a little burnt sienna here, making a very lighter shade of it, right? Now this is our color. We have the blue, very soft blue, we have a golden a pure golden yellow, then we have earthy brown and muted green. So this is the color we have. The third technique is how you're going to apply this color scheme into your painting. I'll just write it down here for your convenience. So this is soft blue, then we have a pale gold, then we have a brown, the earthy brown, and then we have a muted green. So these are the color we have for our this particular painting. So we'll start right from the soft blue here. We have this soft blue. I'll just put it here on top. It's an early morning, we need to bring that, right? And now we have this green, right? So this green, this particular green, the lighter pigments, is basically on here top, here as well. But we will also have the pale gold. So I'll just take this yellow ochre here and a little bit of burnt sienna and make things a little lighter. I'll just add a little water here. Okay, and now I'm also adding a little green and burnt sienna to make things a little green here. Okay, and then we have this rooftop. So for the rooftop, I'll just take a brown color here, maybe neutral color. I'll not go for exact the same color of this house and all. I really want to change that color, maybe complete burnt sienna, but a softer, very soft edge, a soft pigment here. I have a very soft pigment here for this, and for this side again I'll just take this very lighter softer pigment of this rooftop here. Okay, but the light is coming, since it is light, the light is coming from this side. I will have a lots of the lighter pigment of golden yellow. I'll just make it a little lighter here. To this area, this side. So the light is coming from here, and I want to make this much lighter. I'm just adding a little water here in this. And I'm also adding some light here and there on this side. Okay, and maybe this side of the wall is basically, I just want to make this a little blue, not so dark, very lighter pigment. Okay, so both the places are so it's very lighter pigments here. But when you're painting the down here, we will make things a little lighter here because a lot of light is basically falling into this place. So lots of light, this particular area. All right, now this is our first layer. Let it dry. Now this is dried, and this is the time when we can do the dry on wet, and this is the technique which you need to develop. And the reason I'm just telling you to do this particular technique and get expertise on this, because you'll have a better control. You will not have a lot of problem to handle the water, controlling the water. It's easy. It becomes so easy to control the water, right? So now let's go ahead and bring the uh, this particular, let me just take out all this color here. So now let's paint on this tree. I'll just take this green and burnt sienna to make it a little lighter, adding a little water into it, and I'll just make some patches here and there, some work here and there. I'll just add a little darker pigment wherever it's required. Right? So the reason I'm just doing it like this, because I wanted to give this light to be visible, and it should be pretty much prominent. And doing this, we have a very much control. You can now see like how much control we have here, because if water is not flowing, it's not going anyway out of our control, and we are absolutely, I mean, there's nothing major issue at all, right? Now this is the one tree. Now the another tree we have to paint same method. I'll just take this to color, and I'll add a little water, and I'll make some big patches like this, and this side I will not put much color here, because that's the place I just wanted to see the light. So I'm just adding some depth here and there, and we have almost painted this tree. We'll come back to here with our third layer, and I'll tell you like what to do when you plan for the third layer. Okay, so now this is fine. Now we also, if you want, we can have a little lighter pigment. Just I'm adding a little water into it, and some patches here. Just a little, not, the idea here is to visible, your paper should be visible here. So this lighter pigment, because we just wanted to see that light, it is coming from this side, and it should be very prominently visible, probably in the top places. I mean, the top area of this tree should be a little lighter. Got it? Now let's work on the hut or house, whatever. I'm just making this a little darker, this area. Okay, and this is going to be a little darker pigment. This part will be a little darker, because the moment we'll put a dark here, you see there, it's actually, it's add a very interesting depth here, and things are emerging. This particular area is, it's emerging from that angle, and I'll just make it here as well. Maybe this is the window. And this also having a depth, because this is something like it's came out here. Okay, and we just wanted to have a very little lighter pigment of the shades here, and this roof. Okay, the same thing here also. I'll just put some color here, so you'll see some blending here. It's happening, beautiful blending. And I'll add a little water into this particular place to make things a little more contrast. Like this. Okay, and now let's work on this area again. The rooftop. The light is actually coming here, this side also, but not so prominent in this area. So however, I've just kept some space, some white, the first layer visible. That tells the it gives you a feel that okay, there is some light is there. And now we have here the seeds and all that comes and fall here in this section. Okay, now thing is like you just also observe that how I'm using, how much water I'm using it, like how much water is there in my plate, right? That's also becoming very important. And now I'll just add some bit of work here. And this section is basically where you see this couple of people is actually they're sitting here on this bench, and now we have a very beautiful shade which basically emerging from this place. There are some stuff kept it here, so we'll just keep it here visible. And now you see this light and this light. This is something, it's so refreshing, and it tells you that, okay, I mean, this is what it is. This is the very early in the morning, and so we can have some shade like this. So these are the various shades that comes and falls into this place, and it's all purely light. And wherever we need to depict the depth, that also comes here. So this is the time when we should let it dry. So once we'll get dry, then we again will work on the third layer and we'll conclude this painting. This is how basically we are working on the layer system. Okay, so now you see here this is dried, and now we can go for the third layer, and this is the time when we can finalize our painting. Now again, I just want to take a very lighter pigment because it shouldn't be too heavy, too dark color. The pigment should be pretty much soft. So let me just work on the entrance of this. Maybe here, and one entrance is here. And pretty much we are just using the yellow, the pale yellow, the golden, and a little bit of ultramarine blue, just adding making a little depth here and there. Okay. So let me just bring that up here. Some bit of depth here, because this is where you don't have the light at all visible at this section, and I'm just lifting the extra color wherever we want, and just a bit of texture here and there. The same thing goes here as well. Okay. And now just putting some texture here and there, the very soft edges, some texture, some shades, etc. Some texture here. And wherever it is possible, just trying to bring the the depthness. But shouldn't be very overwhelmed. It should be very very subtle, measurable strokes. And you can always be use some texture here and there to bring the essence of the time wherever it is possible. People here, they're just sitting on the bench. One person who's there, who's just standing here, and is maybe he's 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 just keeping the one pet here. I mean, anything that completely depend on the what you want to paint, what kind of personality you wanted to bring in, so on. Maybe here, one guy. And one more person. And he's doing some stuff. Something he's doing. Whatever. And we can have this texture, I mean the shade. Here, and all merges. So this is what I wanted to communicate together. You can do a lot of study something like this, and you see like this amazing improvement in your painting. I would request you to check my watercolor art community in Patreon, and you will see a lot many stuff is happening. A lot of people are learning from there, from that platform. It's an amazing space where you see a lot of watercolor tutorial lessons, a lot of tire benefits, and you can also share your artwork, interact with the community, and there's a lot of many things are happening. So check that out. The link I've given in the description. So I'll be coming with a new video very soon. Till then, take care and enjoy.